Hey y'all, welcome back to Convos with Bree. I'm Bree, BREE, and today is day 79 of the Visibility Challenge. And today is the day, y'all. It is live, it is launched. My pattern mapping map is up. It is up right now on convoswithbree.com. If you put your email in and subscribe, you will get an email that comes right over to you, and it will have the first pattern mapping that I have created. And you will be able to read it, you'll be able to walk through it, you'll be able to apply it to your own life. This one is free. If you subscribe, you'll get it free in your email. I will be making more of these and going more in depth. This is a starter map. This is where I started, where I really started leaning into awareness being my starting point. And what do I do now that I am aware? What do I do now that I know that I want to get unstuck from this particular way of being, or from this specific place, or from these outcomes? Now I know, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to get unstuck. I didn't know how to do something different. And so yesterday I wrote a lot about how I started switching away from focusing in on where am I stuck and moving that to when is the pattern starting? When can I catch it quicker? When can I be more aware faster? Because what was happening to me is I would find myself emotional before I realized I had any say. And once I became emotional to the point where I was triggered, I was heated, I was not in control of my responses anymore. Once I got to that space, it felt like I didn't have a choice in how I reacted. Whatever was going to happen was going to happen. And I didn't like that. I didn't like how that felt. But everything that I have built since I really started being aware of this has been incredible. It's been my favorite stuff yet. And I really started paying attention and putting this together. And this map that I have created, y'all, it has helped me more times than I could even tell you. And I wrote a reflection today. It is called The Moment I Started Watching the Pattern. And it's all about this. It's all about where it led me, how it led me to different choices, different perspectives, all of it. We really can know a lot. We can know a lot about who we are and why we're doing what we're doing. But unless we know how to get into our unconscious energy and start to retrain how we cope, how we respond, how we think, how we feel, our patterns, we're just staying stuck there. And I see it all over. I see it on podcasts. I see it on people I know. I see it in relationships, in characters, in stories. I see it everywhere. And so many of us really struggle here not knowing where to go. So I wanted to create this first map so it is free. Everything that I do on convoswithbree.com is designed intentionally to help people find their way, to help people feel more connected, more seen, more heard, less alone. And that is why so many of the things that I do are free, because I genuinely think that everybody deserves a chance to live a fulfilling beautiful, connected, full life. I think everyone deserves to find more of themselves and to feel good in their skin, in their home, in who they are. And all I want is for people to feel this and to be able to see this, because y'all, that is where things truly change. Since I started having better conversations, ever since I started truly looking into what I was building with this map and using this map that I created, I don't do what I used to do. It was my least favorite part of myself when I would get really upset when somebody would say something that I felt was a personal attack, and I went hard into defense mode. That was my least favorite version of myself. And I was mortified when I did this around people because I didn't even want them to see or know that this side of me existed. And a lot of times I could watch I could hold my tongue, I could watch what I was saying, and then I could go somewhere else to a safe space and get angry about it. But I didn't like that either. I didn't like being that person in private or in public. And I did not like the idea that I would someday publicly do that. I would not be able to control myself on somebody else's podcast or in a public conversation or on stage or, all of these things that I do. I really didn't want that version of myself to come out when I did not want it to. I felt like this giant fear that I couldn't make it. I couldn't break out because if I did, that part of me would destroy me. And I didn't think I could face feeling that. I thought it would completely devastate me if I finally was doing what I had always dreamed of, and then that version of me came out and completely discredited what I was doing. It taught me a lot, though, about compassion, about moments, and it made me broaden my perspective about others. We aren't who we are in one bad moment. And I think that in those bad moments, I think it's a beautiful space to learn, to grow, to share, to talk about it so that we can all learn from that, so that other people can see we're all really just human. We're really just trying our best. But I knew that where I was then, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for any of this to happen. I wasn't ready for myself to be triggered in public places. I wasn't ready because I would be that version, because I didn't feel like I had any control over my responses when that part of me came out. And for a long time, I thought when I felt that way, it was a sign. It was a clear sign that who was ever making me feel that way was not meant to be in my life. And I got rid of those people a lot previously in my past. I just said, if we can't communicate, then see you later. And it hurt, but I moved on. And I found new friends. I found new careers. I found myself in new places that did feel good. But I kept finding myself back in those patterns. And then it was just time to leave again, time to get a new job, time to find new friends, time to rebuild from what I know now. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's a beautiful ability to have. But I do think that it was actually challenging me to be a better version of myself, to show up and to be able to lead and have these healing, connective conversations that were uncomfortable. But all of this has been a process. all of this has been my journey. And anyone that left or that we just parted ways, if we were meant to come back together, we have. And I know that that can always happen. I know that if it's meant to, it will, and I don't need to worry about that. But it is showing me that there were different paths that I could take. And I started taking more of those. I started understanding all of these opportunities that were presenting themselves that I was previously missing. But now I'm presently catching them because of everything that has gone into this, because of the way that this path has designed itself for me, because of my choices, because of my unwavering loyalty to learning. I love to learn. I love to take this all in and make it for something. I love to expand my perspective and my way of thinking. It's so exciting to me. I absolutely love it. And now I have this new way of helping. I have this new way of connecting, of showing people my processes, and they might not be perfect. There could be some errors in there. Who knows, okay? But I poured my heart and soul into this, and I have been pouring my heart and soul into this, and now it feels right. Releasing pattern mapping feels like there's absolutely nothing more perfect for right now in this moment than releasing these and releasing this very first pattern map. I built the page on the website. I set it all up. So all you need to do is subscribe. If you try and run into any issues, please just let me know so that I can get those worked out and get everything fixed. I can't know until I know, right? We're all in this together. And if you check it out, if you use it, if you learn something, please, 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 y'all, like send me an email, do something, comment on something. Like it fills my cup. It makes my heart swoon. I absolutely love it. Some of my favorite memories since starting Convos with Bree and Just Bree HLC, which is what Convos with Bree was before it was Convos with Bree. I loved it because some of my favorite memories were just people unexpectedly letting me know how much this mattered. And it kept me going on some of my absolute darkest days, my days that were filled with doubt and question and worry. And I thought back to those beautiful, beautiful comments and the times that they most surprised me. And y'all, it's just beautiful. If you ever have a message that you feel like you should send me, please do. Do not ignore those little nudges, those literal energetic pulls. Do it. It means more to me than you realize. But I am so excited about this. I'm just going to keep it today about pattern mapping. You can read the reflection over at convoswithbree.com. And again, if you subscribe at convoswithbree.com, you'll get the pattern map completely free and you can check it out. Let me know what you think. Y'all, I'm so excited. Okay, enjoy. Remember to just be here now. Trust this big, beautiful process. And remember, nothing that is meant for you will miss you.